What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Shayla T, and welcome back to another video, y'all. I missed y'all. It feels like it's been too long. Like, it's been like about a week since I filmed, but I am back with another Mommy Monday. So if you're new, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And if you've been here before, welcome back. So today's topic, I know a lot about. So if you want to know how to get the arguing to stop, the fighting to quit, and you're a mama or a sibling and you want to just be over and done with it, you got to stay tuned to the end, because these tips and tricks are definitely going to save you. So stick around. And I know you're like, where's your nails? Like,
oh my God.
We ain't gonna talk about that. So let's get right into it. So today we're gonna be talking about sibling arguments, sibling fights. Like, it's something that if you haven't gone through, you're blessed. But if you're like me and you're a parent, you have multiple children, and they always seem to just get into it over everything. Like, everything becomes an argument. Like, who sits at the table first, or who does this. If everything in your household becomes an argument and you need some tips, like, stick around. Truly, like, we're gonna get into it, and I have some amazing things for you. So when it comes to siblings arguing and having fights and not getting along, of course that's their problem. But as parents or caretakers, older brothers, whatever, you play a part in all of that. I know you're like, how is it my fault that they arguing about who gets to watch TV first? Let me tell you, there's some things that definitely contribute to the whole arguing culture in the household. So there's some things that we got to work on as parents, myself included, because ain't no perfect parent. And when it comes to parenting, there's no right or wrong way, but there's some things that can make it easier along the way. So one thing that I personally, again, all these things I need to work on myself, is to not use labels with your kids. So let me tell you what I mean by labels. Example, you have the smart one, you have the funny one, you have the quirky one. I know you want to label your kids, and it's like, well, that's my, responsible kid, or that's my go-to kid. I mean, duh, it happens. I do it. Do you do it? Because I definitely do it. Even if the intent is good and, it's a positive label, it could be a negative label. Like, you the one who always get in trouble. So it could be a positive or negative label, but labels, they kind of set the stage up for fights, because when you're putting a label on a child, the other one might feel like less than. So of course, if you say, okay, that's my smart one, the other one at that point feels like, okay, I'm less smart, or I'm not as smart as my sibling. So that can definitely contribute, like, some of those factors that you don't really see or think about, but that can definitely contribute to the fighting culture in the household, or just, that animosity feeling between the siblings. So you don't want your kids to struggle with the comparisons that you put in place. So it's something that I definitely need to work on. It's something that I think is very beneficial to kind of stop those arguments, because again, you don't want them struggling with the labels that you put on them, because society already puts enough labels out there. Okay. Another thing that I have actually gotten better at, I've gotten way better at this, is stop blowing things out of proportion. I tell my husband, he gotta still work on it. But when you blow things out of proportion, okay, somebody spilled something on the floor. You've told them a million times to stop playing with their cup, but they spilled something, right? We are the grown-ups. Yes, we are the grown-ups. So we're supposed to be that calm in the storm. We're supposed to keep it all together, so that way we can be an example for the children. So when we blow up and we can't control ourselves, we just add to the drama. We just put fuel on the fire that's already brewing. Because a lot of the times, these arguments or these things that, your kids do that are annoying are usually signs of, like, attention seeking. So when we blow things out of proportion, we at that point put way more attention on something that shouldn't have your attention. I ain't even gonna look at that. So the small things, the little things, you have to try to work on not blowing those out of proportions. I know sometimes it's hard. You're tired from work, you're tired, you're just tired, okay? And you're like, one little thing is just, you blow up. But you got to stop blowing things out of proportion or trying, because you don't want to breathe life into, that energy. So that's just a little things that I have for us as parents to just kind of like be mindful of. Just a couple of things, you want to be mindful of that can help diminish the likeliness of arguments or contributing to the feelings of why they argue. So let's get into the meat and the potatoes. Let's start up. We're going to get into the meat. Okay. So I have 5 steps. Okay, so I have 5 steps that I'm going to give you today, and I want you to try them out. I'm guaranteeing you it should help, okay? Not should, it will help you if you follow these 5 tips. So let's get into tip number 1. So one thing that we all have to do, of course, like I said, I am not perfect. I model some of these things, but some of these things are some things that I thought of that I need to incorporate into my day-to-day life with my children. So you want to maintain your child's attention on a daily basis. I know you got so much going on. You got to cook, you got to clean, you got to take care of the kids, you got to do this, you got to do that. I know, but just hear me out. Just hear me out. When you provide positive attention to your kids every day, it really helps. So when you kind of get into their world and get all in their emotional, space. Okay, not the emotional space. But when you kind of dig into their world and build like emotional connections with your child, not just the, how was your day? Okay. Like really dig in, like get a shovel, dig in and build that emotional connection. And of course, this is going to be for each individual child because like we have like a family time at night where we get together and we all talk, but you want to make sure you're doing these connections individually. So that way you're kind of like bonding with them, giving them the attention that they need personally, because sometimes, the more kids you have, I have 3, I know it's very hard to individualize time. Like you be like, dang, can I get a time to myself? Can I get a minute for me? But when you individualize time for each child and really make those connections, it definitely helps them have an overall positive attitude. So trick number 2. Now this one you don't be like, Don't stick to the end because these tips are going to help you. I promise. So step number 2 or tip number 2 is to make sure your kids are well rested. Yes. Make sure those kids go to bed and go to sleep. And if their baby's taking a nap, like my baby taking a nap right now. Kids who have had more than enough sleep or enough sleep are more likely to behave better. It's facts. Don't argue with me. I don't make this up. It's facts. Kids who are well rested do better, behave better, are better. Think about yourself when you have, a couple hours of sleep versus you have a whole night's worth of sleep. You perform better. So imagine that for a kid times 10. Like you have to make sure that your kids are getting enough sleep. So I'm going to link the website down below if you're not sure how much sleep your child needs, but you need to make sure they are having enough sleep. That is just that. Don't cut corners because it doesn't work out, okay? And it just makes a bigger problem and they need sleep. Trust me, they need sleep. Step number 3. Now this step is so hard. It's very hard. If you're like me, it's hard. So what you want to do is stay out of those kids' argument. What? Yes. Stay out of their arguing, their fighting for as long as you possibly can. Now, if it's getting physical, you don't let them kids fight. That's never okay. Physical, no. We're not talking about physical. We are talking about just the typical kid disagreements, arguments. But you need to stay out of it for as long as you can. Now, listen, I know. It's hard. But trust me, we have to not play referee. We have to avoid playing referee for as long as we possibly can, okay? try going to another room, go to the bathroom, because I like to escape to the bathroom. That's my escape. Try going to another room. Just try, put your headphones in. Ignore them as long as you can. I know you're like, I can't do that. But you can. Trust me, you can. I actually have been working on this, and I did this just the other day. They was, and I didn't hear nothing. Crickets. Because your kids, again, most of the time, these little trivial things, these small little petty arguments, or this, it's to get your attention. It's to seek attention. So you do not want to give them the attention that they are seeking right away, because then they're going to always do these things because they know they can get your attention if they do it. So you need to let them have an opportunity to resolve that conflict on their own without you jumping in and being the referee. And then just kind of see how many fights get stopped before you even have to say anything about it, okay? So step number 4, I got this from my friend. Well, she's my family. That's my family. But I got this from my family, and it's called the hug it out method. I know this might be unorthodox, but whatever. So my friend said growing up with her and her siblings, because she has brothers and sisters, like when they would get into it, they would always fight and the mom would make them hug it out. So shout out to my friend Trinae. So she would make them hug it out, and I have done this multiple times. I'm going to show you a picture where it's just funny. When they are completely losing it and can't stop going at it, they just can't even help themselves, what I do is make them hug it out. So they hug, of course, you want to respect personal boundaries. So if they just absolutely don't want to touch each other, I'm not going to force them to avoid their personal space, but I make them hug it out until they actually then turn around and have a smile on their face. So it could be 5 minutes, could be 10 minutes, could be 30 seconds, just depending on if they just want to, just look at that picture. It's just funny, but it's something that, it helps, in my opinion. And so, last but not least, tip number 5 is family meeting. Talking everything out with the whole family present definitely is helpful. I found it to be very helpful because, of course, like I said earlier, you need that individualized time with your child, but talking as a whole family together, every dynamic of your family can be there. It does something. So it lets you release some things. You actually sometimes are not aware of some things. It's just beautiful. Not only just spending time with your family is always great, but even like 10 to 15 minutes of your time to tell each other how you feel, to work on solutions to problems, hear everybody's opinion on things that's going on with the family is definitely helpful. I'm not doing this as much as I would like to. I kind of want to do it every day, but we sneak it in there a few times a week. Just, you can start with 1-2 times a week, but ideally it's something that you want to be doing every day, is spending that family time and talking it out as a family. So that way, y'all all know how each other feel, and it just warms my heart spending time with my family anyway. So I just wanted to get my kids' perspective, and I was just going to ask them a couple questions on why they argue so much. Because it's literally every day that they argue. Don't mind this sound because I don't have a big mic, only one mic, so sound might be kind of crazy right now. So so I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, and
Okay, so my name's Josiah. You already saw me in the homeschool video. Make sure you go check that out, by the way.
My name is Anaya.
Never been on YouTube before.
You look nervous. I don't know why she's nervous. She has her own channel coming up, so yeah, y'all look forward to that. So I'm gonna just ask y'all a couple questions about arguing. And so, Anaya, in your opinion, why do you feel y'all argue so much? I mean, so much.
Because he's always going in my room and he's doing stuff annoying me.
Like what? Give us an example. What's something that is annoying besides going in your room?
Like just grinding his teeth. going to tell over the littlest things.
Okay, Josiah, you'll get your turn to talk. So why do you think that you guys argue so much?
Because I do not grind my teeth. I only did it 2 times.
No, okay, why do you think you guys argue so much?
Because every time she'll threaten to tell, but then like she'd be like, I have some macaroni and cheese, and then we start arguing. She'd be like, and then she goes and she'd be like, I'll tell on this if you don't give me your macaroni and cheese.
Oh, sounds like some bribery going on.
And I'll be like, that's why you're nothing. And then we'll start up an argument, and then she'll go tell, and then I'll always get in trouble.
Okay, so tell me, what's one thing in y'all perspective of a kid, what's one thing you think that would help y'all not argue so much?
Staying out of my room.
Okay, like
Stop grinding his teeth.
giving each other space.
Yes.
Stop stealing my phone.
So giving each other space, that's what it sounds like.
Yes.
Alright,
You stole my
stuff
phone.
them.
You stole my phone.
No,
you were
I
even
did not.
stealing it yesterday.
So this is an example of some of the stuff that goes on every day. They can't even resist. But I gave the viewers like 5 tips that we're going to try out here as a family as well. Like some of the stuff we already do, so that way we can make sure that we don't argue so much, because who likes to argue, right?
I don't.
Yeah, you like to argue, Anaya?
Sometimes.
See that she be
Okay,
starting them.
so
She be starting them.
all right, well, thank you guys for joining me today on my channel. I hear baby Anthony in the back, like he wants to get on, but he can't argue with us. So
Please get on?
thank y'all for joining me on my channel, and bye guys.
Bye.
All right, so that's all I got for now. Those are my 5 tips that will definitely help you out when your kids are arguing, fighting, and you want this to stop. It's not going to stop altogether. Let's be just realistic here, but you want to definitely diminish those arguments. You got to try these steps. If you're already using any of these steps, let me know in the comment section below. I want to know what you already do, if you do any of these things similar to me, or if you want to try one of these tips, which one are you trying first? Let me know in the comment section below. And again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I upload. And I'm out.